So I'm watching 27 News, and I see a story about the renaming of the military bases. And I know the local connection here, and I just thought it was a chapter in the book that could be added.
And so he called us, and now that chapter, 9 Southern Army bases named for Confederate soldiers are due to be renamed. One of them is Fort Rucker in Alabama. Rucker was Edmund Rucker, an acting brigadier general in the Confederate Army.
But that was then and this is now.
Army retired Chief Warrant Officer and Harrisburg native Ken Stambaugh didn't have a say, of course, when Fort Rucker got its name, nor much more recently when the government decided to rename it. But as for the new name,
Fort Rucker is the home of Army aviation. And if you went through Fort Rucker, which I did 3 times, the renaming to Fort Novosel is absolutely appropriate.
Fort Novosel for Chief Warrant Officer Michael Novosel, originally of Etna, Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh.
Mr. Novosel flew in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Stambaugh served under Novosel.
He was the warrant officer's warrant officer. He was who we wanted to be.
Stambaugh learned a lot of what he knows from Novosel once he got the courage to say something to him.
I saw him the first time. I was too shy to talk to him.
Stambaugh told his training officer he had seen Novosel.
He goes, "Did you talk to him?" And I said, "No." I stood back, and he goes, "Well, he's there, so you can talk to him."
You might have been starstruck, too, if you knew as much as Stambaugh did about the Medal of Honor winner.
Mr. Novosel and his son served in Vietnam in 1969. They have the distinction of being the only father-son team that picked each other up after they were shot down.
Stambaugh has been coming to what's now Soldiers Grove behind the state capitol all his life.
This was my playground when I was 10 years old. My mother was a librarian there, and then she was the law librarian in the South Wing.
And for the past quarter century,
1995.
Early every Memorial Day, originally to put a flag at the marker of another local Medal of Honor winner, Sergeant Randy Shugart, killed in action in Somalia.
And then when I came down, I saw Mr. Novosel had his Medal of Honor plaque. So every year I put a flag on his Medal of Honor plaque as well.
If you know more than I did until just now about warrant officers, you might have noticed something unusual about how Ken Stambaugh refers to Michael Novosel.
We call each other by the first names, but Mr. Novosel will always be Mr. Novosel.
And if the renaming is finalized, the base in Alabama will always be Fort Novosel. Congress will have the final say. Valerie, all 9 bases could get their names by New Year's Day 2024.